Hi, thanks for watching. So in this video, I want to show you what kind of search volume there is for pressure washing in the area, as well as the traffic you would expect to your site if you did have one that was ranked. And then we'll also take a look at some of the top competitors in a few different areas and let you know exactly how you can beat them. So when we're building a website, we need to keep in mind that there's two different types of viewers for that website. Your consumer and then Google or any kind of search engine itself. So it has to be optimized for both of them. So I'm just going to take what I've done is three different searches for, I didn't know exactly what your service area was. So I did Orlando, Sanford, and Kissimmee. And I've just, like I said, I've taken the top competitors from each. So I'm just going to take this one because Orlando pressure washing, he shows up in two of the three searches in some of the top results. So we're going to use his website for an example. Now, as far as the layout is concerned, Google doesn't really care about how the website looks, the pictures, anything that's fancy like that. Being a computer, it's just going to come in and count all the words and text on the page. Now, it's generally looking for a minimum of about 1,500 words because it assumes that the more information that's on the page, the more of an expert you are, and then the more likely it is to recommend you in search results. Now, while it's counting all the words, it's also searching for those keywords. Any kind of word and phrase that somebody might be typing into Google search, usually going to be a service that's offered and then an area that they're offered in. Now, this is where the number of words on the page really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of those keywords for every 150 words of text on the page. So the more services and locations you want to be found in, the more keywords that you want to come up for in searches, the more content that has to be added to the page in order to support that. Now, what I've done is I have this tool that I use, and I've taken all three of these competitors and I put them into it, and it shows me all the information that Google finds on their page when it crawls it, and then ranks its strength and trust on a scale of 1 to 100. Because the second factor for ranking a website is what's called the authority, or how much Google trusts your website. Now, this authority is gained when other domains or websites link back and refer to this website. So to give you an example, if say the local news station did an article on their website for the top 10 best pressure washing companies in the Orlando area, and in that article, the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, that's considered one backlink from one referring domain. Now, there's a lot of different types of websites that can link back to yours, any kind of blog or posting sites, press releases, maybe companies that you work for or that have done work on. However, one very important type is what's called a citation. Now, a citation is any time that the name, address, and phone number appear in an online directory. Those directories include Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau. They're usually all free. It just takes some time to find them, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google Maps. So you can see based on how many other websites or domains are referring back to this company, why Google trusts them the most and has put them at the top of the list. Because you can see as we go out to Sanford, there's a huge difference in the amount of linking here and then also into Kissimmee, which is the only reason that this company right here, even though it has much less backlinks than Orlando pressure washing, is because the exact match keyword of pressure washing Kissimmee is in their description of their actual page. Otherwise, the authority of this one would be making it rank higher, but Google sees this as not only a semi-authoritative website, but more relevant to the search results, and that's why it's recommending them first. So this is where it's called on-page optimization of making sure we have the proper keywords is very important. So to take a look at that, we'll just use this page as an example again. These are all the keywords and phrases that are being typed into Google search that are being found on this website. And then there's the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. Now, this is where we do some research to find all the highest volume keywords relative to the services you want to offer and then the areas you want to service. And we make sure that those are being prominently displayed properly on your website with the amount of content to be able to qualify them. So for instance, let's find, well, pressure washing Orlando. That's 500 times a month that's being searched. This company is in the second position, right on the top of the first page. Usually the first one is like Yelp or something like that with the top 10 best companies. Now, that means 500 people a month are searching and seeing this company's website. We usually are pretty conservative, and Google Analytics says about 10% of that search volume becomes a lead to the business. So that means off of this one keyword, roughly upwards of 50 leads are coming into the business per month. Now, I don't know what the conversion rate is for this particular industry, but depending on what the close rate is for a lead turning into an actual job, you can see how the sheer volume of leads coming into the business can definitely create some revenue at the end of the month and the end of the year. And that's just off one keyword. We repeat that same process for all the highest volume keywords. So that way, once you're ranked, you'll be getting all that search volume and all those leads coming in. So if we go back at the search, anytime somebody does a Google search, the first thing that comes up is what's called the map pack. Now, this is actually a pretty important area to get into because a lot of people will just click on the top 3 that just come right up on the screen. Now, to be listed in here is free. You just need to fill out a Google business profile, which is part of the Maps app, so you can do it right from a smartphone. When doing so, you want to fill out as much information on the profile as possible, including the services you offer, the area, hours of operation. In your business description, you're allowed 750 characters. We try to put some keywords in there as well to optimize the listing. Then what you want to do is take pictures that are geolocated and tagged within your service area and posting those as well as posts on and updates to the profile as often as you can. Then we collect as many reviews, and then you want to get as many of those citations, your name, address, and phone number. You want to appear in more directories than anybody else on this list. Now, underneath that, this is what's called the organic search results. This is where the more authority or trust that Google has in your site, the higher up in the list you're going to rank. So this is where getting more of those links or referrals from other websites will help you climb and outrank the competition. However, there is something to note here. It is not just a matter of the quantity of these links, it's also the quality, because we need to make sure that whatever websites are linking back to yours are not spammy, they're authoritative in the eyes of Google, and also they're relative to your service industry. We can't just have any website linking back to yours. So all that will add up to ranking a website eventually to the top of the list, so that way you're getting all the search volume, all those leads coming into the business. Now, I understand that this is a startup business, and if you need to start getting traction as fast as possible, there are options for running either ads, whether they're Google ads or Facebook ads. It's what we call pay per click, meaning that it costs you every time somebody clicks on the ad, whether or not they get your service or not. Because building and getting a website to rank to the top of the list does take some time. It's not something that can happen instantly because Google wants to see that it's an organic listing. It's not that it's been faked or anything spammy. So it has to be done incrementally, building all those links to eventually get you to the top. So it does take a few months. It is a long-term investment that pays off a lot more than having pay-per-click advertising, because you can get 2,000 hits to your website per month and it's not going to cost you anymore. Whereas if you had pay-per-clicks, it's going to cost you for every single one of those 2,000 clicks. But I hope this information was helpful, and it shows you how much volume and leads you can get to the business by having a website ranked. But please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you want to go into any further details. We could talk about some of your goals for the business and then decide what's the best course of action for you. So I appreciate your time and look forward to speaking with you.